everyone, welcome back to Joe Man's Land. I hope you're having an amazing day. I had someone recently say, hey, there's an annoying background song playing in your video.
Hey, those gecko ringtones you put on our website are wonderful. People love them.
Well, how's this for an annoying background sound? We've got a drone. Anyways, folks, today we're going to be talking about HDR, high definition recording. What it means is you're stitching 3 different photos taken at different exposures together to create one image. When you do this, you're able to get a much more dynamic image that you're able to later edit the shadows and lighting on. One of the most amazing things about Nikon is the fact that they have all these things built into the cameras. And yes, this dates back all the way to their DSLRs, but it definitely is a thing that makes Nikon pretty special. So we're gonna go through the menu system.
We are now in the HDR mode. We're gonna leave this in on so it's in series, meaning we'll be able to keep using it moving forward, which is great. In terms of the exposure differential, we're just gonna keep it in auto. I wanna see what that looks like. So again, I don't usually shoot HDR, so auto is probably the best. Normal is what it is automatically set to for smoothing, so we'll stick with that. And then saving the individual files. We're not gonna do this, and the only time you would do this is if you were wanting to manually stitch the photos together afterwards in Affinity or whatever program you use. And you know, we're not going to do that. I want to see what the camera can do in body, but if you're wanting a bit more control, that's a great feature to turn on.
So as you can see, that menu system is super easy to get to, but you might be wondering, well, why aren't you recording the NEF images? This is a great practice to do if you're wanting to save all the photos individually in the off chance the program doesn't work in the camera. If you're doing client work or you're a perfectionist, this is definitely something worth doing. But for today's test, we're not going to do that because I want to see what the in-camera piece can do. We'll be doing low light indoors as well as street photography based applications of this. And yes, we will mostly be doing freehand because in a street photography scenario, you're not often going to be using a tripod. But for the low light test, we will tripod it up and see what we can get. And one thing mentioning as well is, as you can see, it's super hazy out right now, which is not ideal for testing these things, but we can't always wait for the weather to be what we need it to be. So yeah, we're still gonna see what we can get, but we'll be rocking some dehaze in a lot of these edits.
Alright folks, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Honestly, we've got so much smoke rolling through the province right now that the street photography didn't really quite pan out the way I was wanting. But I still think though, even just run on gun doing some more macro style pieces inside the house was still a great use case of where you might be using this HDR feature. Now, let's get down to brass tacks. Do I think that this is a professional solution for HDR imagery? I think if you're using a tripod, then yes. I think the camera can generate some great HDR images in body that, you know, I would say are as good, if not better, than the ones you might be getting if you're using a third-party software. That being said, if you are doing client work, remember you sometimes only get one shot to get it right. So make sure when you do set up your HDR in camera that you are saving the NEF files for each one separately. So that way then you can go back afterwards if the stitching doesn't quite work in body, and you can use Affinity or Photoshop or whatever program you use to create your HDR images. And also, I'd like you all to tell me, what do you think about this as my new sort of vlogging talking head setup? The room I'm in is great for the work that I do, but I find that for YouTubing, it's a little bit, it's small. But right now, you're seeing me through the 17-35 f2.8 on my Z6 in 4K 30, and above me, I've got a C214 AKG microphone, recording straight into the computer. So tell me what you guys think of it. Do you think it's great? Do you think I need to change things a little bit? These sorts of things where I am inside a controlled environment, I want to make sure is high quality or as close to high quality as I can get. And I think the last thing I want to leave this video with is sort of just a comment. I've really been appreciating all the different Nikon users that have been kind of piling onto my YouTube channel over the last few weeks since I've been doing more Nikon-centric videos. And I want all Nikon users to know that this is a safe space. I'm not going to judge you for using Nikon. In fact, I actually think Nikon is severely underrated, as I'm sure all of you feel as well, and is vilified by the rest of the camera community, but not on Joe Man's Land. No, here I respect your gear. So with that in mind though, I do want other people that might be shooting with Nikon even longer than me to please comment below and tell me what kind of content you think I should be covering with the mirrorless Nikon system. Obviously, I am somewhat limited in terms of what I can cover because I don't have a Z7 or Z50 or any of the other Z mount cameras. But, you know, I think the Z6 is a really great base for a lot of people that are looking to get into Nikon. And a lot of the things that would apply to this camera applies to others. So, you know, if you think that I should cover something or I missed something, you know, like I said, comment below. I am more than happy to take your feedback there. But anyways, I think with that, we will leave the video there. Please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, smash if that's something you want to do. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to say the smash thing. Joey, why did you even try saying that? Anyways, please subscribe. Please don't unsubscribe because we just hit 108, which is awesome. And I promise I won't make a weird hype thing every time I get to another 100 subscribers. Actually, I probably will. But remember to take beautiful photos every single day. Don't do it for the views. Do it for yourself. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you all in the next one. Whew.